on a spiral, a downward spiral. And because it is a downward spiral, it is causing many problems. Many of our young people cannot come out and get proper jobs. And over the last 4 years, Tobago has gone from fourth to last to being dead last in under-education in the whole country.
Angus painted a stark picture of the current THA administration as inexperienced and ill-prepared, warning that Tobago cannot afford on-the-job leadership. She called on residents to demand accountability and promised that the IDA would provide competent, experienced, and forward-looking leadership to guide the island towards meaningful progress. This is Aliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
The innovative Democratic Alliance candidate for the Bagatelle-Bacolet district, Benny Israel, engaged residents during a political meeting held in the community last night, outlining his visions and priorities for the area. Speaking to a cross-section of supporters and residents, Israel addressed key issues affecting the district. Here are the details.
Noted that the hospital and schools in the district once played a vital role in sustaining employment and providing financial support to businesses in the area. However, both institutions no longer operating in the community, he said residents and business owners have begun to feel the strain, as the loss has negatively impacted livelihoods and the local economy.
You don't understand that we used to see or customer offer you want to pay like this to your bill. That's how we used to bring a lot of money employment in the community. Instead of that, we had a school board in the college. And that's the way bringing these students up into the community, whereby they get the education.
He noted that while walking the streets and getting to know the people in the community, he observed that many residents are highly entrepreneurial in nature, with a strong interest in starting and sustaining their own businesses. Describing the village of Plymouth as a one-stop shop for all your entrepreneurial needs.
And talking to each individual in the community, entrepreneurship, enterprise, so that type of we want to call it forward or drive. We can turn that into businesses here. You know, we have to look at our Plymouth development. Plymouth don't have to leave Plymouth to get nothing. ATM, dental, doctor, fish, market, groceries, hairdresser, barber shop. Just name it. Plymouth don't leave Plymouth.
Israel noted that the last election, the people of Bagatelle-Bacolet voted blindly out of desire for change, ultimately choosing someone who was not even from their community.
We elected blindly. Change. And they send people not from the community. We were willing to accept anything at that time. Anything at all. And we did. And we invested. And 4 years later, what have we? Poor leadership.
Israel urged residents to reflect carefully on their choices moving forward, stressing the importance of electing a representative who understands the district's realities and has genuine connection to the community. He emphasized that meaningful change comes from informed decision-making and strong local representation, rooted in the needs and voices of the people of Bagatelle and Bacolet. This is Aliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago.
To the January 12, 2026 THA polls has effectively begun, as the Elections and Boundaries Commission have triggered a critical time-sensitive window for registration of voters in Tobago, which will close on December 23rd, and the clock is ticking. As of December 15th, the EBC opened a strictly limited 9-day window for electoral registration. If you have turned 18, changed your address, or if your name is missing from the preliminary list, you have until December 23rd to act. Officials of the Scarborough and Roxborough offices are operating Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., including weekends, Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday until December 23rd to process these updates. The EBC is further advising the public that at 6 p.m. on the 23rd, quote, no further electoral registration-related matters will be effected in the 15 electoral districts of Tobago, end quote. The crucial race for the Tobago House of Assembly has entered its final stretch, with nomination day now on December 19th, just 3 days away. The process is strictly governed by the Representation of the People Act, with 2 designated periods, 9 a.m. to noon and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. with the designated returning officers. This THA contest on January 12, 2026 marks the second election since the Assembly was expanded from 12 to 15 seats following the historic 6-6 deadlock in January 2021. The prospective candidates across the island's 15 electoral districts and their political factions are gearing up for the usual fanfare of the day, which can include live performances, motorcades, drumming, and more, as candidates present their paperwork for EBC inspection and approval. The completion of nomination day demarcates the 3 weeks left before the opening of the election polls that will define the island's executive leadership for the next 4 years. You're watching the Tobago Updates television news. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news when we return.
The Elections and Boundaries Commission wishes to inform all qualified persons who are not registered or are in doubt about their registration status that the electoral registration for the upcoming Tobago House of Assembly elections has begun. There are 8 days left to get your name on the revised list of electors. The final day for electoral registration is Tuesday, 23rd of December, 2025. Check your registration status on the EBC's website at www.ebctt.com or visit your registration area office to ensure your correct name and address are on the preliminary list of electors. To vote is your right, but you must be registered. For further information, please call the EBC hotline at 785-8206 or 785-8211. A message from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, your partners in democracy.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas!
What's on your Christmas wish list? And can you do it with $75,000 at 0.75%? Bethel Credit Union is making your Christmas wishes come true with our 75 in 25 Christmas loan sale. Get up to $75,000 in loans at a special 0.75% interest rate as we celebrate 75 years of service, strength, and community. So, whether it's home upgrades, holiday travel, or treating the ones you love, we've got you covered. Bethel Credit Union, we see you and we're here for you. Find
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Welcome back. In Blackrock, Ancil Dennis stepped before the crowd with a rallying cry. Tobago must put itself first. He reminded residents of broken promises that left the island behind and spoke of new visions rooted in stability, dignity and self-reliance. More in this report from Martina Renales Salazar.
Leader of the Tobago PNN, Ancil Dennis, says the Tobago House of Assembly has already standardized contract terms for workers at 3 years, but he is promising to push that further. He announced plans to extend the period to 5 years, describing it as a bold step towards greater stability and security for THA employees.
We took a decision to standardize the contractual period for contract employees in the Tobago House of Assembly at 3 years. And I want to say to you, the people of Tobago, this evening, that it is our intention to move it upwards from 3 years to 5 years for every contract employee across the Tobago House of Assembly.
Dennis took aim at Watson Duke's past pledge of 3,000 jobs within 6 months, which never materialized, telling Tobagonians and residents of Blackrock that the promise fell flat. He argues that instead of progress, the island has been dragged 21 years backward.
And Watson Duke was on the block right across the road in Blackrock, promising the young men jobs, and the commitment was 3,000 new jobs within 6 months. Where are those jobs, people of Tobago?
You hear lie?
Where are those jobs,
lie.
people of Blackrock? Where are the jobs? In fact, you know what they did? They took this island 21 years backwards.
He says his priority is to put Tobago first and vowed to scrap what he called the 10-on, 10-off contract system.
Because our intention is to put Tobago first again, we are going to ensure that we put an end to this 10-on, 10-off foolishness and transition all those persons to permanent employment across the Tobago House of Assembly.
Political leader Ancil Dennis says Tobago must take care of its own food supply. He pledged a farmland development program to open and distribute lands to farmers, alongside his promises of longer contracts and permanent jobs. Dennis insists these steps will secure food, strengthen livelihoods, and restore dignity by truly putting Tobago first. Martina Renales Salazar reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
On Monday night, the Tobago People's Party rolled into Plymouth Blackrock, where candidate Keith Alexis launched his campaign by emphasizing his deep community roots, shaped by educator mother and his professional background in finance. The self-proclaimed chief servant stressed a performance over talk ethos, revealing work he's already undertaken in the district. Reporting on this is Jewel Green George.
Known locally as Barton, presented himself to the Plymouth Blackrock electorate as a true native son, emphasizing that his commitment to service was inherited from his late mother, a respected teacher in the area. Alexis shared how his upbringing instilled a philosophy of community engagement over self-interest.
The support I receive from this community is not based on my own volition. It is based on the love that my mother has given to the people in this community, and they have decided to return that to me.
Alexis, who holds a bachelor's in business administration with a focus in finance from the University of New Brunswick, contrasted his comprehensive professional experience, including managing a luxury apartment complex and overseeing a fish processing company, with what he termed the opposition's trickle-down mechanism. He championed the TPP's ground-up approach as the best mechanism for island development.
I believe 100% in the philosophy and the vision of the Tobago People's Party. A ground-up approach, a people's first approach, and not the trickle-down mechanism that they try to use, keep the rich richer and hope that they send some money down to the grassroots men.
Alexis also promised to leverage his financial expertise by rolling out community-wide financial literacy programs focusing on budgeting and crisis preparation, which he deems crucial for the district's well-being. He also highlighted his pre-election actions, including organizing the rehabilitation of an impassable Marysville Road and cleaning neglected drains.
When I get there, I share my wealth of knowledge with financial literacy. A lot of our skilled men and women, they make the money, but it doesn't stay in their hands. So
Alexis acknowledged the work of previous Representative Niall George, noting the refurbishment of the Plymouth Pavilion and intervention during the Blackrock flooding. He concluded with a call for unity, urging supporters to keep the focus on the poll come January 12th. For Tobago Updates Television News, I'm Jewel Green.
The heart of Black Rock, where community spirit runs deep, PNM candidate Karen Forbes stepped forward last night with a message of urgency and promise. Against the backdrop of neglected facilities and fading election pledges, she painted a picture of an island left on autopilot. More in this report from Martina Renales Salazar.
PNM candidate Karen Forbes took center stage last night in Black Rock, where she delivered sharp criticism of the state of infrastructure across Tobago. She described the island's facilities and public spaces as neglected, pointing to long-standing issues that remained unresolved.
Look at the tennis court at Plymouth and right here. The erosion at Blackrock and Plymouth was left unattended. Well, don't even talk about the roads in Mount Irvin, Pleasant Prospect, Wim and Marysville. All of a sudden, Tobago on autopilot. For the past 4 years, we have watched promises fade faster than posters after election day. We have seen leaders who remember our names before we vote, but forget our faces thereafter.
She is pledging unwavering dedication to Tobago's youth, promising expanded access to technical and vocational training. Forbes also argues that these initiatives will bring fresh opportunities and new pathways for development throughout the island.
Right. I pledge to you my unwavering dedication. I will fight for our youths by expanding access to technical and vocational training, including agriculture based on your interests. We will maximize the use of existing infrastructure and create even more opportunities across the disciplines throughout Tobago. We will also utilize non-traditional sports so persons can experience a wider spectrum of athletic activities, bringing fresh experience, new opportunities.
Forbes says these initiatives for her constituency will not only empower young people, but also connect entrepreneurs, boosting tourism and allowing communities to harness culture and sport for a vigilant, unified experience. She added that the cries of the fisherfolk have not gone unheard, promising they will receive the care and support they deserve. Martina Renales Salazar reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
Every day, we bring you closer to the issues that matter most. For our social media poll today, we asked, the gambling machine tax is set to increase 300%. Do you think gambling should be legal in Trinidad and Tobago? 30% voted yes and 70% voted no. Remember, your voice counts too. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and join the conversation by voting in our daily polls. The weather report is up next.
Gonna find out who's Who said the elderly can't have fun too? We're talking good food, proper music, lots of games, and a day at the beach they will never forget. From the time we left the compound at Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, the vibe was already established. Wheels up and seatbelts on. Watch now, when we touched down in Pigeon Point, everybody was ready for excitement. But before anything could take place, we had to secure bellies. You ever play bingo by the beachside? Well, that was the first activity on the roster, and boy did these seniors have fun. However, others wanted something more physical, so we brought out the ring toss, and not even arthritis could have stopped them. Well, I was blown away at how straight these people were. Are you sure this is a home for the elderly? Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, but nothing beats the song of good steel pan by the shores while we take a dip in Tobago's finest water. Wait, more food again? This is my type of event. The energy was amazing and nothing short of a blessing. Big up Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, because joy doesn't retire, laughter doesn't age, and memories like these last forever.
To a stranger.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Welcome back. Now for a look at the weather update from the Trinidad and Tobago Met Office. Tonight, conditions across Trinidad and Tobago will be fair at first, becoming partly cloudy toward midnight with a few showery intervals developing late at night. Despite these brief interruptions, most areas will remain generally settled and breezy conditions will persist at times. Minimum temperatures tonight are expected to fall to around 23 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 24 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Tomorrow, the weather will be partly cloudy during the morning with a few light to moderate showers before becoming mostly sunny and breezy by afternoon. As the day progresses, conditions are expected to gradually improve, leading to a generally fair night. Maximum temperatures are forecast to reach around 31 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 30 degrees Celsius at Crown Point, with heat indices climbing to near 36 degrees Celsius in Trinidad and 35 degrees Celsius in Tobago, making the afternoon feel warmer than the actual temperatures. Marine conditions will remain moderate across Trinidad and Tobago. Wave heights are expected to range between 2 and 2.5 meters in open waters, occasionally nearing 3 meters, while sheltered areas will experience seas of 1 to 1.5 meters, becoming choppy at times. All marine users, including small craft operators and sea bathers, are advised to exercise caution as seas may become agitated. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:17 and the sunset at 5:47. And that brings us to the end of our newscast. Here's a recap of the headlines before we go. Tobago steel pan bands execute a clean sweep. Tobago police continue to engage citizens. And Tobago authors must embrace authorpreneur. I am Natalie Nancis Montrishan. Thank you so much for joining us and have a great night.